Texas Tech and Oklahoma just about set to finally get underway. About an hour and 15 minutes past the scheduled kickoff. There you see the reason for the long delay that we've had. At the scene earlier, it's cleared off a little bit. The 2 or 3 storm cells that we had have moved through for the most part. At least we hope so. We even had hail mixed in there. Brad Nessler, Tom Blackledge. You took an energy drink. You took it about 2 hours too early. We've got all kinds of weather problems. You talk about rebooting, Todd. I mean, everything these teams do during the course of the week is specifically scheduled.
Right.
And it all is supposed to peak basically about 10 minutes after 7 local time tonight. How do they get back in gear here?
Well, you know, the good thing is that both teams have to do it.
Right.
You know, so nobody has an advantage. So you go in the locker room, you kind of relax. Then you got to come back out and get stretched again, kind of get your mind right onto the game, and then just come out and play. And really, again, both teams have to go through the exact same thing. You've got 2 quarterbacks that are playing at a very high level this season, and Seth Doege of Texas Tech and Landry Jones of Oklahoma. So it's really up to them, I think, to get their teams focused and get them back on the field ready to go.
You see the numbers and the completions for Seth Doege. His only real bad game was last week when he had 3 interceptions. Landry Jones really hasn't had a bad game so far as Oklahoma's off to a 6-0 start.
Well, and the thing I really love about Landry Jones when I watch him on tape, he's very accurate. He can fit the ball in tight windows. He's a quick decision maker. He doesn't hold on to the ball very long. That's why he's only been sacked 2 times all year. And even though he's not a great runner, he has very athletic, quick feet. So he moves well in the pocket, buys himself some extra time, opens up throwing lanes, and he's just having a phenomenal season.
Holly's been doing reports for us and other networks throughout this weather delay, and she's probably back out there where I don't think it's raining so hard anymore, Holly.
It is a beautiful night. There is no rain, guys. The field is in good condition. It is drained very rapidly, and although it came down pretty hard, things look good out here right now. Both teams were in the locker room. They actually did some dynamic stretching. I saw some of the Oklahoma guys running through the halls, and even Texas Tech got peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, so they're doing okay. Tech has been through this before this year. They had a weather delay against New Mexico. But, guys, something of importance for Oklahoma's offense. Dominique Whaley is suffering from flu-like symptoms. When he came out and warmed up earlier tonight, he just didn't look like himself. He did warm up again right now, but, guys, his body language is drooping. I talked to Bob Stoops before the game and said, if he's unable to play, where do you go? And he said that Roy Finch, number 22, will start in his place. He's a very different type of runner. He's small, 5'6", 106.
Ooh. Lost Holly as Landry Jones continuing to warm up. Oklahoma 39 consecutive home game victories, longest active streak in FBS and one of the longest ever, top 5 anyway, all time.
Well, not only have they won all those games consecutively, they've done it in impressive fashion. They've outscored their opponents by an average of 45 to 15 in those 39 consecutive victories. So not only did they win here, they win big.
Bob Stoops in his 13th season, 135 career victories, and they have owned Texas Tech in Norman, 8-1, and a 7-game winning streak over Texas Tech here at Owen Field. Tommy Tuberville in his 2nd season, they got off to a quick 4-0 start. They've had devastating back-to-back losses to Texas A&M and to Kansas State in games that Tommy told us yesterday they should have won. He thought they were going to win, and some costly mistakes, turnovers, and special team snafus is what blew them away last week when they had a good opportunity to beat Kansas State. So the fans have been outside, they've been undercover, they're back out, they're wet, but they're ready for football now. Patrick O'Hara will tee it up. And no, not everybody's back in the stands. Eventually we'll have about 85,000 here at Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. We're finally underway. And the kick's going to go to the 5. To McRoy. This guy's got great speed. And the little guy's across the 40 all the way to the 46-yard line. What a way to start for the Red Raiders. A 41-yard kickoff return.
Well, great field position right away for this Texas Tech offense. It's an offense that really has not been stopped this year. And you mentioned the bad game last week. It was really just a small portion of the game for Seth Doege. 3 turnovers in a span of 5 plays last week in the 4th quarter. And other than that, this guy has played brilliantly, and this offense has moved on everybody.
They've got a great spot to start at their own 46-yard line. Aaron Crawford with Doege in the Texas Tech backfield. First offensive snap of the ball game. Doege stands flat-footed and fires out complete to midfield into the 48 to Eric Ward. And a pick up a 6 on the first snap of the ball game.
Well, one thing you will not see is a huddle. I mean, both of these teams play no huddle, and they play very fast. Both try to get as many plays in the game as they can.
They get a ton of it. They'll keep it on the ground here, and they're going to get a first down. Aaron Crawford. They lost their top back. Texas Tech. Eric Stevens out with a knee injury, so Crawford, DeAndre Washington, those guys are going to have to fill the holes for Tommy Thibodeau. So immediately, some injury problems on the front line for Texas Tech. First down. Doege sets. He's going to air it out long. And his receiver got tangled up over on the corner with Demontre Hurst. And it's incomplete. Intended for Darren Moore.
This offense, again, they have moved the ball well all season. The last 2 games, the problem has been not taking care of the football. Those first 4 games, +8, one of the best in the country in the turnover ratio department. Last 2 games, -4. That gets you beat most of the time.
Doege on 2nd and 10, going to throw a little slip screen to the outside, and on the run and on the move, and maybe to the end zone. Alex Torres, touchdown, Texas Tech. Just like that, the offense of the Red Raiders strikes, and a 44-yard touchdown pass.
You know, Oklahoma, they read this play. The defensive line read the perimeter screen. It's a big part of this Tech offense, but they just didn't make the tackle. And again, you know, you're in the locker room, you're waiting this long to play, and right away a big play by the Texas Tech offense.
Doege's 19th touchdown pass of the year. It didn't take long, 1 minute and 8 seconds. For the high-powered offense of the Red Raiders to get on the board here in Norman. Valley Corona in for the point after. And the Red Raiders, after the long delay, well, they didn't take any time, did they? No delay in getting to the end zone. 4 plays, 54 yards, in 1 minute and 8 seconds, and a 44-yard touchdown pass.
The perimeter screens are a big part of this Tech offense, and Oklahoma is ready. But watch Corey Nelson, number 7, as he goes out, he just takes a bad angle to Torres. He was unblocked. He was there to make a play, took a bad angle underneath the reception, and Torres was able to take it to the end zone.
Torres came in as the leading receiver yardage-wise of the wideouts of Texas Tech. That's only his 2nd touchdown reception of the year, but it comes in a hurry here in Norman. "54 yards, 68 seconds, 44-yard touchdown." Oklahoma almost never trails, especially at home. 360 minutes. Haven't been behind very often. They're 6-0 start. So Corona's got it teed up to kick it away.
Well, this is the best quarterback that Oklahoma has faced, but no question. Seth Doege averaging over 360 yards a game passing. The best pass offense that they've seen, and they got tested right away.
Kickoff. It's going to be a short one, all the way up at the 13-yard line as Finch. And Finch gets across, well, right to the 30, maybe to the 31-yard line. We'll take a look at the Oklahoma Sooners starting lineup. And here's how it looks up front. Stevenson, Shedd, Eichert, Evans, Johnson. Receivers and backs. Whaley in there, but as Holly said, flu-like symptoms. Millard. Broyles, the great wide receiver, as is Kenny Stills, and Jazz Reynolds, the other wideout for Landry Jones. So here's the first snap of the game, and it'll be Roy Finch, tailback, and the pistol set behind Landry Jones. And we'll get the call. A little fella squirts through, spins, puts his hand on the dirt, and now he's got a first down and a bunch more. Ryan Broyles is going to try to lead the way with a block. Finch down the sideline, all the way down to the 15-yard line. That's the way you pay Texas Tech back for their quick score. A career long 54-yard run.
And that's the way you step up as the next man up if you're Roy Finch. I expected him to play more tonight, even if Whaley would have been healthy.
And this time goes down for a loss of a yard, but he got him all the way to the 14.
Yep. Finch was the 2nd leading rusher on this team last year behind DeMarco Murray, but has been off to kind of a slow start. And as much as anything, because Dominic Whaley has been so consistent in game and in practice, Finch just hasn't been able to get many touches yet. But tonight, a great opportunity for him.
Second down and 11 after a loss of 1. Jones fakes a handoff to Finch. All day to throw. Zips it to the end zone. Got him. Stills, touchdown. The other star receiver for the Sooners, Kenny Stills, 15-yard touchdown catch.
Well, you mentioned the time that Landry Jones had. There was a long fake. He was able to read the entire route. And as soon as he saw that middle safety go with the crossing route, he knew he had Stills one-on-one right around the end zone.
Michael Honeycutt in for the point after. We expected fireworks. I'm not sure we expected 2 touchdowns in 2 minutes. It's pretty much what we've got. 69-yard march in just 3 plays. First it was Finch, the little guy, spinning his way to a big run to the 14-yard line. And 1 play later, Landry Jones gears it up for his 17th touchdown toss of the year. Kenny Stills has a touchdown in every game he's played. He missed the Tulsa and Missouri games, but he's got his 6th touchdown catch of the year. In just a minute, 69 yards, 3 plays. Todd, we are on pace for 420 points in this game.
Well, I think we can make the assumption now that that layoff of time hurt the defense more than the offense.
Yeah, got that right. Patrick O'Hara will tee it up. Austin Zuzalik and Ben LaCroix wait on the other end. And LaCroix had a nice return of 41-yarder on the opening kickoff. This one will go to the 5-yard line. Zuzalik net head on at the 20, then he got to the 21. 3rd and 5. Doege goes over the middle and he completes it for a first down. Spinning his way is Eric Ward out to the 35. Needed 5 and got 9. That will bring the first quarter to a 7-7. Our presentation of ESPN and ABC College Football presented by Southwest Airlines will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations. ESPN on ABC, Saturday Night Football presented by Southwest Airlines, part of Dr. Pepper's Road to the Championship. 7-7. Just about set to start the second quarter. With Todd Blackledge and Holly Rowe, I'm Brad Nessler. Torres, a 44-yard touchdown, just 4th play of the game. Landry Jones a minute later hit Kenny Stills for a score. That's where we are at 7-7. We want to welcome those of you who are watching Alabama and Tennessee on ESPN2. We had an hour-and-a-half rain delay, a weather delay. A lot more than rain going on here earlier. Try it again. This time he's cartwheeled down by Travis Lewis, one of the captains of that defense of Oklahoma. Travis Lewis, who broke a toe back in the early part of the season. He's playing through a lot of pain with that thing. He came back about 5 weeks earlier than everybody thought he would.
Little wildcat that time. They kept the same personnel on the field, but they ran wildcat with Bradley Marquez. He's a very fast, true freshman out of Odessa, Texas, taking the direct snap, but Oklahoma was right there for the stop.
Third down and 7. Oklahoma changes up its personnel the best they can with the Red Raiders at the line. Lewis getting his guys in the right spots, or so he hopes. Sooners show a little bit of blitz. They come with a linebacker. The crossing pattern, though, is going to get a first down into Oklahoma territories. Cornelius Douglas.
Well, they've had that open now a couple times. Last possession, they had a drop by Eric Ward on the crossing route against pressure. This time, Cornelius Douglas able to hold on to it, and a nice conversion for the Red Raiders.
They're in Sooner territory with a first down. This is Crawford who's back in there, and Crawford, the strong run, and maybe 10 more. Very close to it.
Bob Stoops told his team at the end of practice on Thursday, hey, look, we have to stop their run. They try to sneak run on you. They love to throw it. They spread you out. But if they can sneak some runs in on you, that's what they're going to try to do. And they have run very effectively so far in the first half.
Crawford last week had a career high 21 carries. Had a tough run there that almost got him the first down. Now play action over the top. And it's Allen James, all the way down inside the 5. Great play fake and a quick snapped off throw by Doege to his tight end.
This is a play they like to run towards the end zone, but watch how long the fake is right in here. I mean, he really sells it, and that freezes the linebackers, and then he throws it right past the linebackers to James.
Down to the 5-yard line, first and goal, low snap again, but Doege handles it, and now he's going to throw it away.
That has really hurt them. That's about the 4th time where he's had to throw the football away because the timing of the play is disrupted. You know, and I know this is a tough assignment for Gallington. In the game, he's got to worry about protections. He's got to worry about somebody lined up on his nose. He's in a different spot. But this passing game requires a consistently good snap.
Second down and goal, Texas Tech. This snap's clean. The handoff, inside running all the way to the 1 is Crawford. That might even be the 1-foot line, in fact, where they're going to put it down. I'm going to put it right at the 1. It's third down and goal.
One of the things that I don't love about spread offenses is when you get in this part of the field, inside of the 10, the inability to really power run the football, but that hasn't hurt Texas Tech this year. Red zone opportunities. 33 opportunities, and they've scored 27 touchdowns.
2 tight ends set. Crawford behind Doege. Third and goal at the Sooner 1. Again a low snap. Crawford, and he's going to be brought down short of the goal line. Tony Jefferson made the first submarine hit, and Corey Nelson cleaned up.
See, even though you bring a tight end in at the line of scrimmage, you don't have a lead blocking back. The other thing you can do is use the quarterback as a red option when you're down in the goal line in a spread offense. Now they're going to go Wildcat because Doege is going out wide. This is Doege out here by the official.
4th and goal, Red Raiders. Oklahoma blitzes. The ball is bobbled on the snap, and Doege's going to score on a broken play.
It was bobbled, but I don't think it was a broken play. I think it was a kind of a zone read play. He doesn't run much, but see, that's the extra guy you get. If you don't have a fullback, he did bobble the ball, but that was a quarterback run all the way.
It was at least going to be a play fake to Kenny Williams then, but that didn't happen either. So Seth Doege, his second rushing touchdown of the year. Caps a long scoring drive. And boy, what a confidence builder for Texas Tech. 78 yards in 10 plays, about 3.5 minutes, and look, I got it. And I'm going to score it. Touchdown, Texas Tech.
Now they're working on the snap over there.
Kick will go to the 1-yard line to Trey Franks. Franks got an opening, trying to keep his footing. Got out across the 40. Nice return. Numbers for Doege and Jones. For Doege, 7 different receivers among those 13 completions. Todd, not bad. Nope. Jones, nice play fake. Fires over the middle, crossing right. Nice throw. Ryan Roars, the ball came out. Texas Tech has got it. Dewhurst in the secondary with a fumble recovery.
You know, Broyles had a fumble last week against Kansas as he was heading to the end zone for a score. He fumbled on the 1-yard line. And this was a beautiful throw by Landry Jones, and then he kind of got sandwiched at the end of the play. Crossing route, the deep route, he makes the catch, and then the ball is just ripped out. A beautiful job
DJ
at the
Johnson.
end of the play. Yep.
DJ Johnson, that's what you're taught to do. Get your hand in there and rip as much as you can, and in this case, it pays off with Brett Dewhurst with a fumble recovery. So Texas Tech with a lead, and now a turnover and the ball back. Things are getting interesting here in the first half of Norman. Too interesting for the Sooner fans right now. Crawford. And a run to the near side. Goes head on with Gabe Lynn. Nice game, though. Pick up a 6.
Well, Texas Tech has beaten Bob Stoops' Sooners team more than anybody in the league except Texas. They've beaten them 4 times. But all those 4 wins came in Lubbock.
Right.
They've not only not won here, but they've gotten crushed here.
Did you say the average score was between these two teams when they play here?
When they play here, since Stoops has been here, the average has been 43 to 15. So it's not even been close, but it's very close right now.
3rd down and 4. As the entire team looks over to the sideline. 3 out of 7 for the Red Raiders on their 3rd down conversions again. Kind of a low snap. Doege handles it, fires across the middle, threw a strike. And I mean, this kid is not the biggest quarterback in the world, but he's got a wicked arm. Aaron Fisher, a 20-yard pickup.
He can really throw the football. He throws it as well as anybody I've seen this year. Low snap, he feels it, he hangs in there right over the linebacker. I mean, that's a tough throw over the hand of Corey Nelson.
And now he's going to go deep. And incomplete, intended for Darren Moore. They continue to try to get Darren Moore deep on Gabe Lynn over there.
Well, Gabe Lynn is starting in place of Jamel Fleming, so that's the guy to go after instead of DeMonte Hurst. But they're not able to make a play on the outside. Their big plays have come in the middle of the field, not on the outside.
The reason Jamel Fleming's not in there, minor knee surgery that might keep him out a couple of weeks is what we hear. I don't know if there's ever anything minor about having any kind of surgery, but in this case, Gabe Lynn filling the spot and so far not giving up the long ball on those attempts out there.
Middle of the field open again right now.
Alex Torres in motion, going to flip it out. Torres going to try to get a block for Marquez. He's upended on the sideline. Good job by Aaron Colvin and company for the Sooners defensively.
When you play against a team that likes to throw so many screens on the perimeter, it's all about leverage for your defense. Stay outside, force it back inside. Don't let them turn the corner on you. That was well played by the Oklahoma defense.
Now the crowd at Memorial Stadium comes to life because it's 3rd down and long, and they're trying to get their defense to come up with a stop here. The Texas Tech up by a touchdown. Doege, pressure, throws in the flat, complete, and a 1st down and a cutback by Douglas. And Corey Douglas all the way down to the 19-yard line.
What vision and feel by Doege, because this was a corner blitz, and it was a late corner blitz. This guy is going to blitz, and Doege's going to feel it and throw it right out in the area where he left. There's a voided area out there where the corner came on the blitz. He feels it. He gets the ball out there. And then Corey Douglas does the rest.
And how about Eric Ward, the wide receiver, coming back to give his brother in the receiving corps a block right there. Man. On 3rd down and 11, they got 25 yards, and that quiets the crowd big time. Doege, there's the slip screen again to Torres. He scored on this in the 1st quarter. He might do it again. He's gone. Touchdown. Same pattern as the touchdown in the 1st quarter. This one goes 40 yards. The 1st one was 44.
Well, this is outstanding blocking downfield. I mean, you have linemen releasing, you have other receivers blocking. Torres made the catch and run, but watch all the blocks downfield. Receivers, linemen, everybody getting on a block, sticking with it, and then Torres just reading it, almost like a punt return, and getting it to the end zone.
Torres' 2nd score of the night, and now Corona in for the point after. This is a shocked full house here in Norman, Oklahoma. It is 21-7. Texas Tech. Super fans is like, what hit us? I'll tell you what hit you. Seth Doege and Alex Torres. Another 2-minute scoring drive as Doege hooks up with Torres to cap a 69-yard march in 8 plays. 2nd touchdown for that guy tonight. This one a 30-yard play, and a very similar play to the one that was 44 yards in the opening minute of the ball game.
Well, Oklahoma knew they had to be ready for the perimeter screens that this Texas Tech offense likes to run, but they have had a difficult time stopping it. 2 times it's gone for touchdown.
I'm going to show you that touchdown and the great block. Also maybe a questionable block as well. Kick will go to the 6. Finch now the return. And Finch battles his way out over the 30-yard line. Landry Jones now 2 touchdowns back as Finch gets maybe 2 yards. Brent also told us, said we packaged 10 or 12 plays. We sent it to the league office and said, you know, these guys are getting away with blocks in the back. So far that didn't do them any good, did it? So 2nd down and 8. Jones throw one in a tight spot there for a 4-yard pickup. He's got a touchdown pass tonight, and this has been very efficient, but his counterpart has really been on track. To give Texas Tech a 2-touchdown lead. This is not something that Oklahoma's used to being in the spot.
But the good news for Oklahoma is they can score.
Yeah.
I mean, they come into the game averaging 45 points a game, and they know how to get the ball in the end zone.
Jones going to get it out to Finch, and he dropped it. Might not have been the greatest pass, but Finch should have had it. Had he caught it, he would have been picking up some big yardage. Holly?
Well, guys, I have with me here the ball that Ryan Broyles broke that NCAA receptions record with, and his gloves. But we wouldn't have these gloves if it wasn't for Kenny Mossman, the Oklahoma SID. After he fumbled in that game, he threw the gloves off in disgust and threw them in the trash. Well, Kenny found them later in the game, and guys, these are going to go to the College Football Hall of Fame. I'm going to go check the trash, though, and see if he threw away those others after his last fumble.
Holly's looking to make some dough on eBay or something. Zalek and Torres back, and they're going to catch it in Oklahoma territory. Torres takes it around the 47-yard line. So Texas Tech's not done yet. They've got 3 timeouts, and they're up 2 touchdowns with 4.5 minutes to go. Texas Tech unranked, leading number 3 Oklahoma by 2 touchdowns. And their quarterback comes up firing for some more. Douglas, short gain, 2 or 3. It's only Jefferson made the tackle.
Tell you what, Doege, we talked about Landry Jones not holding the ball very long. Doege doesn't either. I mean, he gets that snap, and tonight there's been a lot of low snaps, gets rid of it. They've only gotten good pressure on him 1 or 2 times in the ball game.
And that was the one that caused the grounding call when Alexander had a hold of him. Other than that, oh, what a catch by Adam James. Wow. He went up at the very top of that jump and snatched that thing down and picked up a 1st down.
That ball just seemed like it hung in the air so long, and James just kind of elevated and stayed in the air and made the catch with his hands. He went and caught it at the top of his jump. Wow, nice play by James.
Boy, 2nd time tonight, Adam James come up with a big play. Didn't get those jumps from his daddy, did he?
Didn't get those ups from his dad.
No. I think probably all of you know, or a lot of you know, that our colleague Craig is Adam's dad. Empty backfield for Doege. Snap again, dribbles back there to Doege. Picks it up and throws incomplete. A little bit behind his intended receiver. Nice play by Hurst, the cornerback over there on Eric Ward.
You know, they're overcoming the snap situation for the most part because they're moving the football, but I can't tell you how much this disrupts the timing. I mean, it just, you know, this is a timing passing offense and a guy who likes to catch and throw in rhythm, and he's got to pick the ball up first before he throws.
And Oklahoma stops DeAndre Washington in his tracks. It brings up 3rd down at 10.
You know, Holly said that the starting center Cowan might be able to come back, but it's questionable. You know, he tore his ACL and his MCL in preseason camp. And he's a 5th-year senior, and he said, I'm not going to get surgery. I'm just going to tape it up and wrap it up, put a big brace on, and play through it. But he hurt it early in this game and has not been able to return.
3rd down and 10. Boy, if Oklahoma ever needed a stop, it is right here. Trailing the Red Raiders by 2 touchdowns. Doege throws high, incomplete, and they get the stop. Darren Moore had his hands on it, but there were a couple of Sooner defenders there, including Hurst again, who made a nice play, and so it was Jefferson.
Well, here we go with the field goal, the high throw, not able to make the catch. 3 field goal blocks in the last 2 games. 1 return for a touchdown, 2 that really hurt him last week. 1 change now. Kerry Hyder, number 91, he's a defensive tackle, has been put into the field goal protection. on the right side. That's where the pressure came last week. So number 91 is in there as a blocker.
Corona had him blocked from 48 and 38 last week. Snaps a little bit off, and this kick is up and good from 40. So Corona adds to it, a 24-7. You got to think it's been a long time since Oklahoma was even down by this many points. And like you said, they got a lot of weapons and they can score in a hurry. You know what? They're going to need all of that, because the largest comeback at home in school history is 15. And right now they're trailing by 17 as they head to the locker room. A shocked group of Sooners and their fans, and a Texas Tech Red Raider team that was fired up from the opening minute of the ball game when they had a touchdown pass in a hurry, a 44-yarder that put them up. Landry Jones answered to Kenny Stills, but then Doege has gone to a lot of different receivers and is hooked up with them enough to give them the 24-7 halftime lead. Let's go down to Holly in a hurry here.
Coach, what about the weather delay do you think has affected your team's intensity coming out here?
No, hey, we just gotten outworked, outplayed, the whole deal. Defense, third downs have been horrible. Offensively, we've had no rhythm throwing the ball.
How do you get that rhythm back on offense?
We just got to come out and try and execute a little bit better and complete some balls and run the ball.
Thanks, Coach.
And a lot of drop passes, and I'm sure Bob's going to let his receivers know that. Winning streak at home, well, it's in jeopardy, that's for darn sure, through 2 quarters. Halftime score 24-7 as we send you to Robert and Jesse in the studio for our Capital One halftime report. Guys, these dark horses, that's what Texas Tech was coming into this game, a big underdog. And look at 21 more plays in the first half. You see the third down and the 251 passing yards. Oklahoma hadn't given up 300 yards in the air all season long. They're very much in danger of doing that, and they had 1 first down in the second quarter. Oklahoma, they're getting rolled right now.
Well, it's a combination of things. You know, it's the drop passes, it's the lack of production on third down that has led to being, not having nearly as many plays as Texas Tech, and they've got to figure out some things defensively. It'll be interesting to see what Oklahoma does defensively to try to get some pressure, I think, on Seth Doege, because he is really, without pressure, he is picking them apart.
Yeah, he just finds a lot of different receivers. If there's precedence, I guess if you go back in this 39-game winning streak, Texas Tech had Oklahoma by 14, and here it's 17 in 2011, 5 years later.
Tell you the other interesting thing to see is Texas Tech's defense in the second half. Last week they held Kansas State to 94 yards in the first half, and then kind of the roof fell off in the second half.
And it'll be Oklahoma starting from the 20-yard line to open up the third quarter. Some drop passes certainly haven't helped the cause. Bob Stoops told Holly that going to the locker room at halftime.
Well, and unfortunately, several of them came on third down. That was a 3rd and short. If they catch the football, they have a chance to convert, keep drives alive, get some rhythm going on offense. A lot of those drops have come on third downs, and that's why they only converted 2 in that entire first half.
Those are pretty modest statistics for number 12, because he's been tearing it up all season long. Let's see if he's got a big second half in him. He's missed his last 5 passes, but a lot of that courtesy of his receivers not holding on to the football. First offensive snap of the third quarter with Oklahoma down 24-7. Jones, and it's tipped and nearly caught. So he's missed his last 6 now, and he had one knockdown right at the end of the second quarter as well. No first down since a minute remaining in the first quarter. Wow, that's just unheard of for a team putting up 45 a game, averaging almost 550 yards of total offense a game. Finch is going to flare out of the backfield. Here's Broyles, and he's hit the line of scrimmage.
One of the things that you can tell is because Texas Tech plays up-tempo on offense, their defense is used to going against it. And where that tempo that Oklahoma runs affects some teams they play, a lot of teams, it hasn't had that effect on Texas Tech. They've been right there defensively.
Jones steps up deep middle, again skips one off Broyles' hands. He's looking for a flag, doesn't get it. DJ Johnson was the guy that was covering, and just like that, to open up the third quarter, it's 3 and out.
That's another catchable pass, and usually very reliable Ryan Broyles, who has outstanding hands. Yeah, there was a little contact with DJ Johnson, but that's a catchable pass.
Talking about 3 and out, that is 4 straight going back to the first half. And Tress Way to punt again. This one going to be fair caught. Whoops, losing his balance back there was Zuzalik. And he had to let it go by. Let's check in with Holly.
Well, checking in with coach for Texas Tech, Tommy Tuberville at the half. Guys, his center, Justin Keown, will not be able to return. Unfortunately, he injured his other knee that doesn't have the ACL and MCL tears. So that leaves all of this burden on Deverick Gallant. And I asked Coach Tuberville, what do you do to help this kid? And he said, we're actually going to move Seth Doege up in the pocket a little bit, help him because the snaps are so low. So look for that adjustment. But he said, hey, the kid's doing a great job. He's never played center in his life.
Yeah, he's blocking fine. It's just getting that ball to the quarterback to keep the timing of the passing game consistent.
That one's clean, and Doege's going to go up on top on the first snap, and he's got his man. Kennard all the way down to the 30-yard line.
They tried to throw outside down the field 4 times in the first half, incomplete all 4 times. First play of the third quarter, they tried to the left side, and they get the win. They go against Gabe Lynn, again, the new starter at corner. They freeze him at the line of scrimmage, and then a beautiful throw by Doege.
40 yards down to the 32. Here's a draw play to Crawford, and Crawford weaves his way out to the 26-yard line, a 6-yard pickup. So a 40-yard pass play, 6 more yards on the ground. Now they can mix it up and go the tempo they want to go, as they're immediately down in scoring territory or very near it.
They only had 78 yards rushing in the first half, but that was plenty to keep the balance. And right away, the first running play, highly successful play for the Red Raiders.
Doege on 2nd down and 4. Throws across the middle. Oh, my goodness, what a hit. And it's going to be helmet to helmet on Lynn. Gabe Lynn with the collision.
Yeah, even if he doesn't lead with the helmet, if he hits above the shoulders and goes at the head area with the hit, even with a forearm or a shoulder, that's a penalty.
How about holding on to the football and popping right back up for Crawford? Oh, man. So that's going to take him down around the 10-yard line.
You can't hit above the shoulders, and it wasn't a lead with the helmet. He led with the shoulder, but he hit him above Crawford's shoulder in the head area.
Oklahoma 3 and out. Texas Tech rolling right back to the 11-yard line of the Sooners and threatening again, already up 17. Washington flanks Doege in the gun. Fade to the corner. Touchdown, Texas Tech to Torres, his 3rd of the night.
Well, they like going against Gabe Lynn. I mean, they beat him on the long pass. He got the penalty. He's frustrated, and they go right back at him for the touchdown with Torres. Beautiful back shoulder throw. Impossible to defend, and Torres adjusts to the ball in the air. This is kind of stunning. It really is. I mean, I knew Seth Doege was good, but they are just shredding this Sooner defense.
Corona in for the point after, capping a 72-yard drive in just 4 plays. You're shocked. There's not 85,000 in here anymore, but they're shocked, I'll tell you that much. Torres, 3rd of the night for number 86. Big night for number 7. Texas Tech, 31-7. From the 3-yard line on the return, Trey Franks. And he'll get it out near the 30-yard line. All right, Kevin, here, a first down, and almost mockingly the crowd cheered for Oklahoma. Now Landry Jones going up on top. Got his man. Kenny Stills is gone. Touchdown, Oklahoma. 58-yarder. And the Sooners inch a little bit closer.
Well, it's a wheel route, which means the inside slot receiver, where Stills normally is outside, he was in the slot. He ran out and up the sideline and was wide open, and Landry Jones got him the football.
70 yards in a hurry. 58 on the final play for the score. The second reception for a touchdown for Kenny Stills tonight off the arm of that guy. And Honeycutt in for the point after. 31-14. So the Sooners trying to mount a comeback.
Normally it's Ryan Broyles in the slot, Stills outside. This time it's Stills here. Broyles will run in, Stills runs out and up the sideline, and Landry Jones hits him for a much-needed Oklahoma touchdown.
Landry Jones is not done throwing the football. Todd said earlier, one thing you know about the Sooners, they can score in a hurry, and they just did. 70 yards in a minute and 41 to get at least back in it to 17.
Well, now the problem and the onus is on this Oklahoma defense. They've got to figure out how to stop Seth Doege.
McCroy from the 8-yard line. And the special teams trying to do their job, but look out if they don't get contained on McCroy. They are going to bring him down as he crossed the 20-yard line. He ran about 60 yards to pick up 15 on the kickoff return. Doege pumps and gets rid of it.
Yep. There was a corner blitz. Corner blitz. And Doege has done that before tonight. He's thrown the ball away, and he's done it successfully. Got the one grounding penalty. There's the blitz coming from the top. Now, Aaron Colvin, number 14, has moved to corner. He was the starting strong safety. He was a corner last year, but they've taken Gabe Lynn out of the game and put Aaron Colvin out at corner and brought a new safety in, Sam Proctor.
You saw there was no receiver there. You might have overheard Mike DeFee, our referee, say he was outside of the pocket, so no grounding on that last one. Now he fires again, completes this one to Darren Moore.
And back-to-back plays, Brent Venables has called for a blitz. I mean, I think he realizes we cannot let this guy sit back there and throw because we can't cover these guys. So we have to disrupt his timing. We have to get to him and make him uncomfortable the way that Texas Tech has made our quarterback uncomfortable.
Doege's been throwing darts out there like the bullseye's the size of a coffee cup, you know? I mean, you got to do something to disrupt him. The only thing that disrupted him in the first half was the low snaps from center.
They need this guy right here, Frank Alexander, to step it up as well.
He's not playing like he did against Texas, that's for sure. And now he's going to drop into coverage. Alexander, and here comes the heat. And there is another throw into the dirt. That one was Stacy McGee, who finally got some pressure on number 7.
Well, this is a little tricky defense now. They drop Alexander. They only rush 3. Right here's the pressure, but they're only going to bring 3 guys and drop 8. And Doege doesn't have anywhere to go with the football.
This is another grounding call, Todd.
Yep. He was not out of the pocket, and the ball did not get to the line of scrimmage. It has to cross the line of scrimmage. They fooled the offensive line and the quarterback on that play and forced the punt.
And with the penalty and the loss of down, it helps the field position a little bit as far as trying to give Ryan Broyles maybe a chance to handle a punt. He hasn't been able to grab one and take off, and he has done very little as a receiver tonight so far. But we got a long ways to go. Erxleben to punt. And this time Broyles will take it on the fly. Broyles with a blocker in front. 30, 35 to the 40, out to the 45. Finally got his hands on one and did something with it.
Well, it was a very low kick. Sam Proctor was his lead blocker, and Ryan Broyles, a big player, knows his team needed a big play, and he made one.
25 yards on the return.
A lot of 2 tight ends here in the second half for Oklahoma.
Quick slants. Broyles has got it for about an 8-yard gain.
They've got extra tight ends in to run the football, and they're running play action out of it.
They got Millard in there, which is a fullback slash tight end. He's on the wing left, as you see number 33 line up.
He's over here, and then you got Hannah on this side.
Second down and 2. You can do a lot with a down like this, but they'll just run it and get the first down. So now the wheels are starting to turn a little bit for the Sooners, and the momentum shifting just a bit with 5:45 remaining in the third quarter.
Now see, with these tight ends in or whatever they've got in, I think they go play action here and try to take a shot down the field. You're going to have Broyles and Stills on the same side. Broyles in the slot to the top of the screen and Stills outside.
Finch and Millard in the set in the backfield with Landry Jones, who's got a couple of touchdown passes tonight. Looking for more. There's the play action. Here comes the heat, though. The guy that roughed him is still chasing him. And he throws the other way and got Miller. And his knee was down, but still, they make something out of nothing there and get about 8 yards.
Well, I talked about Landry Jones' footwork and his ability to move his feet efficiently and quickly. Pressure didn't allow him to take the shot down the field, but his quickness of his feet allowed him to make a completion and get a positive play.
3 wideouts all to the top of the screen. And Kenny Stills on the right. Here comes a blitz from the Red Raiders. Flare out to Finch. Finch down the sideline. Nice power for a little guy all the way near the 5. It's 1st and goal, Oklahoma.
Well, first of all, he makes a tremendous catch because this is a very low thrown ball right off his shoestrings. And nobody picked him up. This is a bust on the Texas Tech defense. You got to account for everybody. Nobody picks up Finch. He does a tremendous job catching it and then getting upfield.
Good thing he's only 5'7". He didn't have to bend over very far to get that one. 1st and goal now. Sooners trying to cut into the Texas Tech lead. Here's Finch. Not much of a hole on the left side, but he's dragging Red Raiders to the goal line with him. He got to the 1. Tell you what, he's a tough little cookie.
He sure is. He doesn't look like a 165-pound guy. He's carrying guys towards the goal line.
Like they used to say about Quentin Griffin, he's not small, he's just short.
This is one of the areas of concern, and one of the things that Oklahoma has worked on this week is bringing extra guys in and going tackle over. This is a tackle on this side. 59 and 69 are on the same side with a tight end.
And Miller, the fullback at 250, is the tailback in the eye here. Got some beef, and he's going to get the call, but the ball is out. Landry Jones caught it in midair and saved a disaster at the 5-yard line.
Wow, what a play. Terrence Bullitt, number 1, gets in there, gets his helmet right on the football, and knocks it out. They get penetration even against this heavy set. Watch Terrence Bullitt come from the corner, get his head on the football. Nobody blocks him. And Oklahoma very fortunate that they still have the football.
Heads up play by the quarterback to catch it in midair. And actually, after he caught it, he got about 4 yards back to the 5, where it's 3rd and goal. Now Finch back in there. Royals in a slot left, number 85. They come back the other way, broken up. Intended for Trey Franks. Nebo got a hand on it.
Well, this has been an area of concern for Oklahoma. Not just in the red zone, but scoring touchdowns in goal-to-goal situations. That's the 23rd goal-to-goal situation this year. And they've only scored 14 touchdowns. That's not a great percentage, or what you would expect from a team that scores as much as Oklahoma does.
Honeycutt missed a field goal earlier. This should be a chip shot from the right hash mark for him. On 4th down to try to make it a 2-touchdown ball game. Mike Honeycutt, 10 out of 12 on the year. Kick on the way, and it's perfect. So they cut it to 14. I think this next series offensively is going to be huge for Texas Tech to see if they can get that swing back in their favor. Really short kick taken at the 30 and out to the 35. Ontiveros, fullback, basically taking the up man on the kick, so they're going to have pretty good field position.
Last series, Oklahoma brought pressure. I would expect to see some screens from Texas Tech on this drive.
Draw play to Crawford. Crawford's got a big hole, and he goes for 6 or 7 before Travis Lewis makes the stop.
Screens and draws are how you offset pressure. Oklahoma brought some pressure, had some success. Take a look at what's happened tonight. 374 yards passing. Really, the best passing offense they've faced before this was Missouri. 291 yards in that game.
Here's that slip screen that created a couple of touchdowns earlier. This time Torres got hammered as he was crossing there. Tony Jefferson let him have it.
Yeah. Torres is asking for a penalty, but as long as that ball's thrown behind the line of scrimmage, you can hit the receiver.
Boom, right there.
It's not pass interference. They read it, they reacted. Tony Jefferson right there to make the play.
Tony's a good player, not the biggest linebacker in the world. List him at 5'11". He's maybe about 205 now. They earlier had him at 199, but he's a good football player.
Again, remember Gabe Lynn out of the game. Aaron Colvin now is the corner down here. He was a starting corner a year ago, so they tried to strengthen that side of the defense.
As I said, this will be a big series for Texas Tech and Oklahoma's defense if they can hold them on third here. And they do. Batted down by David King.
And just look at the body language of the Oklahoma defense. I mean, they got shredded in the first half. And now they're jumping up and down. They're clapping. They're celebrating. They're jumping on each other. They're starting to get a little confidence back with a couple stops.
A little bit of swagger. And they force a second straight 3 and out. Ryan Ertzleben somehow made it through the night without calling him Russell Ertzleben, his daddy. He was a great one at Texas. And now it's fake. And I don't know. Close. I don't think so. Texas Tech tried the fake punt with Jackson Richards, and it backfires on him.
Well, we've covered Tommy Tuberville enough in his time at Auburn and Ole Miss. He was known as the Riverboat Gambler. He likes to go for trick plays and fakes on the kicking game. Thought they might fool him. It looked like he was going to get it. And it was a nice play on the outside, just closing in on that block and making the tackle.
And now with that momentum play on a sudden exchange, do you go up on top here on one play? Yeah. Now they are ready for play. Landry Jones under center. He hasn't been there that much tonight. There's the play action. Here comes the deep middle and just overshot. Jazz Reynolds. Well, they went for it. Yep.
Well, it makes sense. You know, they get the big stop on the fake punt. Go play action, really sell the run, which Landry Jones did, and then take a shot for a big play and really try to blow the roof off this stadium if they would have scored right there.
No doubt about that. Now they go back to the pistol set here on 2nd down and 10. Grouping of 3 receivers to Landry Jones right. Nobody up the other way. They're going to run with Finch straight ahead. Got to the 41. And it's going to bring up 3rd down. We're down a minute and a half, or there'll be less than a minute and a half on the next snap. And you start to wonder if this is 2-down territory right here, no matter what happens. 3rd and 7. Ryan Broyles has been semi-quiet tonight. He's the slot man on the right side. Jones comes back to the short man across the middle and Stills. Did he dive for the 1st down? I think he got it. Well, Kenny Stills has been big tonight. Ryan Broyles might have been quiet, but not Stills. He's got 2 touchdown catches, and he's the next great one here at Oklahoma as far as receivers, or at least most people think so. He's got 106 yards on 6 catches tonight, including those 2 touchdowns. Jones, plenty of time scanning the field. And now throws. What a catch by Finch. Finch was off balance, kind of turning around, doing a little pirouette, and he somehow caught that thing.
Well, I don't think he knew for sure where the sideline was, and I think he wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to be out of bounds, so he kind of jumps back into the field of play to make sure he stays in bounds.
Now here he is going straight ahead. Finch has been a big part in this 2nd half now. 12-yard gain. And we're down in the final 25 seconds as Oklahoma's in the red zone.
Now they bring in Brennan Clay, a little bigger back at 195 pounds as opposed to Finch.
Play action, quick throw, complete. The tight end Hannah's got it. Looks like he's got a 1st down, and if so, it's 1st and goal. That's going to do it for the 3rd quarter. We played 3. Oklahoma has inched its way back into the ball game and can do so even further if they score a touchdown to open the 4th. It's going to get interesting in the next 15 minutes, folks, in Norman. I think you want to stick around. Set to start the 4th quarter. The first 6 games trailed for 23-24. Oklahoma's been behind 27-16 of this one.
Now their tackle over this side. All right, they did it the last time on the right side, and they didn't block Terrence Bullock, and he caused a fumble. So you have two offensive tackles on the left. You have a tight end on the backside lined up in the tackle position. That would be Ratteroo.
Millard now shifts into the fullback spot with Brennan Clay behind it. Play fake. Jones is in trouble. Lost it to the corner and got Millard for the touchdown. First play of the fourth quarter, a little bit of magic, as it looked like maybe Jones was going to get sacked, but his fullback in the corner for the score.
Now, great presence by Landry Jones, knowing the pressure was coming. Just give a little ground, just kind of keep backpedaling away from the pressure until you can make the throw.
Extra point coming up. An all-important one to make it a 7-point game. And that's what we have. 2 minutes to cover 44 yards. Landry Jones, third touchdown pass. And now both quarterbacks have had 3 in the air. 17 unanswered points now for Oklahoma over the last 11 minutes and 21 seconds. Now we got a ball game.
Yep. And very similar. Last week, Texas Tech outstanding in the first half on defense against Kansas State. Kind of fell apart in the second half. Beautiful first half by their defense. Now Landry Jones and the Oklahoma offense getting after him here. 155 yards and 9 first downs in the third quarter. They score the first play of the fourth quarter. They've got it rolling again.
Patrick O'Hara kicks off. Again, a short kick at the 10. McRoy. He got popped as he hit the 25, and now the special teams, everybody fired up. You mentioned it earlier, the body language on the guys in crimson and cream changing, and they're back to within a touchdown. Doege's numbers 368 and 3 without an interception. Now it's Washington, and Washington, tough run.
Well, what a great block by the left tackle, Adrian Waddle. I mean, he just crashed the left side of the defense and allowed Washington to turn the corner. Watch this block by 65. He hooks the end in. Frank Alexander. Good block on the outside by the wide receiver, Eric Ward, and a big-time run.
At the 27, Oklahoma needs a stop. 13:20 to play. They trail by a touchdown. Play action. Doege again to James again. This is the best game Adam James has had probably this year. He had 4 catches and a touchdown against A&M. But he is doing a great job as an undersized tight end.
Second and 2.
Second and 2. 5 for 75 for Adam James. Crawford. And a little bit of a counter, but he doesn't get very far thanks to Frank Alexander. And that time Waddle lost the battle with Alexander. This guy's been playing lights out recently. It all kind of started in the Cotton Bowl against the Longhorns. They had 3 sacks. Sooners defense is not playing like that tonight like they did against Texas. But they force another third down. Can they make a stop here? Doege puts a little air under that one, and Ward can't hold it. Good job by Colvin and Lewis.
Yeah, a little bit too much air. That ball floated a little bit on Doege, and that allowed the Oklahoma defenders to kind of get in there and scrap for the football. That short crossing route, you want to hit that a little bit faster and a little bit lower to get the conversion.
Remember, Corona has had some trouble with block kicks, especially in recent weeks. This is going to be a 37-yard attempt to try to make it a 2-possession game. Donnie Corona from 37. No problem with that one. Perfect. So they give themselves some breathing room again with 12:06 remaining. Oklahoma down 10. Their home winning streak in jeopardy in Norman. Just kick will go to the 9 to Roy Finch. Finch spins his way out of trouble and across the 35. Nifty little return again. Let's take a look at our Pacific Live game summary. Hour and 34-minute weather delay. A lot of lightning. We had hail. We had the whole thing. Seth Doege has been brilliant tonight. Almost 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he's run for 1. Landry Jones has tried to answer. He's thrown for 3 and 256. They're going to need more of number 12 on the offense for Oklahoma. Down 10 with 12 minutes to play.
Under center, I formation to start the drive here. Trying to get a little power going as well.
And it's Clay, and that is good power.
Well, see, the thing that does also is that sets up play action. When you guys have guys like Stills and Broyles on the outside that are so dangerous, and you make that defense respect the run, then you can go play action and take shots down the field or deep crossing routes with good protection.
Stills down there on the left-hand side, number 4, has got 2 touchdown catches tonight. Ryan Broyles has been somewhat quiet for the most prolific receiver in college football history. Jones has tried to step around the pressure. Whoa! Almost threw one to Terrence Bullitt. It was Clay, the intended receiver. Scott Smith was the guy that was bringing the heat.
Well, I think Landry Jones was just trying to throw this away to avoid the sack because Scott Smith had him dead to rights. And he's just throwing this away, but he almost threw a pick.
That brings up a 3rd down. Long 2 to go. Again, Jones will be under center. Millard, the fullback, on the move. The handoff and play is drilled by Cobb and Hubert. The 2 linebackers. Boy, they smelled that one.
They sure did. That's got to be disappointing for Bob Stoops. I mean, with their offensive line not able to get a push there on 3rd down and 2, they lost yardage. I think they actually went back a half a yard or so.
The 6th 3 and out tonight for Oklahoma. They haven't had a bunch of those this year. Tressway to punt again. Fair catch taken on the fly at the 26-yard line by Zuzalik. Saturday Night Football, big play for the Texas Tech Red Raiders defense, forcing that Oklahoma kick. Texas Tech cheerleaders look a little happier than OU's. That's because they've got a 10-point lead with 10:39 to play in the ball game.
Now here's the dilemma too, Brad. You know, you're a hurry-up tempo offense, but with a 10-point lead in the 4th quarter, you don't want to go super fast. I mean, you want to eat clock as well.
Washington pops through on a quick opener, and Washington tripped. And luckily, Tony Jefferson got a hand on his shoe, or he might have been gone. 13-yard pickup the way it was. I like this guy. Pretty good runner.
He is a good runner. It's just a little draw. I mean, it's just draw blocking. Nice job right at the point of the attack.
He's got 79 yards on 13 carries. And you take away Tony Jefferson getting him right there on the shoe top, and he might have had a lot more on that play. There's the rushing yardage. Tech with the edge by 5, but it seems like 105. Doege, deep ball, left sideline. The adjustment's made, and so is the catch by Kennard.
See, now that you can say, well, it was underthrown. That one was intentionally underthrown. If the guy is running stride for stride on a fade route like that, you throw it short and to the outside and let the receiver adjust to the football.
And he's 5 inches taller than the guy covering. Montre Hurst.
I mean, Hurst is running for all he's got just to stay with him. There's no way he can adjust to a ball thrown that well on the fade route.
Texas Tech is threatening again, up by 10. Oklahoma's going to have to bring some pressure. They do. The flare pass out to Douglas, and the Sooners stretch it out and drop him for a loss.
Again, I think you do all the things you can do to keep the clock running if you're Texas Tech. You slow your tempo down a little bit. You stay in bounds if you're a runner or a receiver, because you want to score again, sure, but you want to take time away from Oklahoma's offense and Landry Jones.
And even if you only get 3 out of this thing, it's 2 touchdowns for Oklahoma to come back to win, and that's going to be tough because time is of the essence now. We're under 8 minutes. As Todd said, they may be hurry up, but they're taking all the time they can right now at the line, as the play clock's going to hit about 5 or less before they snap it. All the way down to the final second. Doege going to the end zone, wanting more and getting it.
Oh my!
Touchdown!
No signal yet.
Swindle thought he had his foot down, and he did. Tremaine Swindle, and Dad is saying, that's how I taught the kid. 4 touchdown passes for Seth Doege.
This is an unbelievable throw. And tremendous effort by Swindle. I mean, to keep that 1 foot in. But you tell a quarterback on a fade, if you got your man beat, throw it to the back corner of the end zone. Is exactly where Doege threw it. The time before on the fade, he was even with the receiver. He threw it short and to the outside. This time he had to step on him, throw it over the outside shoulder to the back corner.
If Swindle's wearing size 12s, that's out of bounds. 11 is good enough. Extra point is up and good. Wow, a stunner in Norman, Oklahoma. Unranked Texas Tech 41. Number 3 Oklahoma in some deep trouble. That Sooners sideline sort of tells the story. 41-24, 7:38 remaining. Another 74-yard scoring drive in 6 plays, a little over 3 minutes. And Swindle, the 14-yard touchdown reception. The 4th of the night for Seth Doege, and he's run for 1. You talk about some of the quarterback performances today. Taj Boyd of Clemson, the guy we're seeing here tonight. I knew Andrew Luck had another big game. Pretty impressive stuff. Doege's hit 11 different receivers. Coming up on the 20 on the run is Trey Franks, but a short return on the kick. And you're saying, when's the last time Texas Tech beat Oklahoma in Norman? 15 years ago. That was pre-Bob Stoops. And that 39-game winning streak, it's more than in jeopardy now. Jones on a slant. Boy, he tucked that one in there. Tough throw. And a completion, not a first down, to pick up a 7.
And we saw TCU with that upset. Chad Glasgow, the defensive coordinator for Texas Tech, was on Gary Patterson's staff in 2005. Now a brilliant game plan today.
Jones trying to get it to his tight end Hannah, and Hubert, the middle linebacker, made the hit. There's Chad. He's going to be the happiest defensive coordinator in the country if this thing holds up.
Right now, they just want to keep everything in front. You know, make Oklahoma use clock. Keep everything in front of them. They've got to score 2 touchdowns and some. I mean, it's just don't give up a big, easy play right now.
Ryan Broyles, the slot man to the right of Landry Jones. They're down at 3. The throw is to Stills, and he had his hands on it and dropped it. And that has been the case tonight quite a few times for the OU receivers. 4th drop pass, not just by Stills, but by this wide receiver staff. And here it's 4th and 3, and 7 minutes left. You're not going to get the ball as many times. Got to go for it. Jones steps up in the pocket. He's going to run, and he's going to get there. Nice stiff arm. Got some extra yardage and goes out of bounds at the 45.
Tell you what, that play's indicative of the night for Landry Jones. It just has not been a typical comfortable night for him. Catching that ball, taking a set, throwing the ball down the field. He's had to move a lot in the pocket.
This time going deep. And caught. And it's Jazz Reynolds for the touchdown. Well, Oklahoma's not done yet. 55-yard strike.
Boy, Sawyer Vest, number 34. I mean, he was eyeing this ball like he was going to intercept it. And I don't know if the lights got in his eyes or what, but he just totally misplayed it. And meanwhile, Reynolds ran right by him for the easy touchdown. I just said keep everything in front.
Yep.
You can't give up the easy, quick one. And that's exactly what happened to Sawyer Vest.
55-yarder, caps 71-yard march in less than a minute. And the extra point by Michael Honeycutt. And it's good. 6:45 remaining in the fourth quarter. Still life in the Sooners after a 55-yard strike, and all that jazz for Mr. Reynolds in the end zone for Landry Jones. ESPN on ABC Saturday Night Football presented by Southwest Airlines, part of Dr. Pepper. Road to the championship. That road got real bumpy here for Oklahoma, and it's going to have a huge pothole in it if Texas Tech holds out of this 10-point lead. 6:45 remaining. Do you kick onside this early? I guess not.
Well, Texas Tech's expecting that. They've got their hands team in. They're up expecting the onside. I think you go ahead and kick it and just say, hey, D, we need to stop right now.
That's what they do. It's one of the better kicks of the night for O'Hara. Down to the 3-yard line. Ball is dropped. Picked up by McRoy, and he's buried at the 11. That worked out pretty well for the Sooners.
Yeah, between the drop ball and the hands team, man, you have no kick return on the play.
Well, Doege had 3 bad series last week in the loss to Kansas State. He hasn't had 3 bad series tonight. Oklahoma's hoping they can force him into one right here.
Well, because of that easy touchdown Oklahoma made, Texas Tech, they can't take their foot off the gas. They're going to need him to throw still.
Doege, and that one knocked down. Ooh, that could have been dangerous.
Demontre Hurst, who got beat on those throws, almost got himself in a position to change the whole course of this game.
Beautiful play. Got that left hand around to knock it down. 2nd down and 10, and no time elapsed off the clock, obviously, on the incompletion. Oklahoma going to bring an extra man, and it's going to pay off. Maybe a yard gain by Washington. That's it. Here comes 3rd down and long. Tommy Tuberville's team trying to hold on to a 10-point lead. We approach 6 minutes.
Well, Doege has been great with his decision-making tonight. He's got to make a good one here. They'll take a shot. If it's not there, dump it underneath or throw it away. Let's punt and see if we can play defense, but let's not take a risk and give Oklahoma a chance to get a turnover.
Doege back by his own goal line. 3rd and 14. It is a draw play. Washington trying to run to the corner. The Sooners are waiting. Sam Proctor with a tackle. And Oklahoma's going to get the ball back.
Now you wonder, does Oklahoma go after this punt, or do they try to set up Broyles for a return? I think I'd rather let 85 get it and see if he can weave his way into scoring territory.
Bob Stoops. Looks like he's saying block. I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but you're already going to get great field position. And you don't want to rough the kicker and give him a 1st down. So I think you play for return here with Broyles.
Well, this looks like a return set for Oklahoma now. Some adjustments made. Texas Tech's going to run their gunners in a little bit closer. And Ertzleben's in his own end zone. Well, they're playing for the return. And Broyles takes it and just makes the clean catch at the 45. He knew he wasn't going to get any return yardage out of it, but he didn't want to muff one or drop it. Now Jones on 1st down comes back on a crossing route to Finch. Finch gets out of bounds after picking up 7. 3:38 remaining.
Texas Tech trying to sub their defensive lineman, trying to get some fresh legs in there.
Landry Jones across the middle trying to tuck one in. That was a tight throw, and it's incomplete. Cody Davis, the guy that knocked it down. So here comes another 3rd down. And now in this case, if they don't get it, it's field goal time.
Yep. Yeah, you got to get points. And then we'd probably see an onside kick, maybe 3 minutes.
2 timeouts is all Oklahoma has, but Texas Tech's only got 1. 3rd down and 3. Jones going to go deep. He overshot.
He had him.
Yeah, he had him. Had Broyles. And that one just sailed on him a little bit. D.J. Johnson was covering, but he was behind Broyles, and Broyles had the position, and D.J. Johnson had his back turned at the time that ball came off his hand.
Boy.
Boy.
Landry wishes he had that one back,
Yeah.
because
Well, they're going to go here. They're going to go on 4th and 3. And it's complete to Stills. Stills slides down at the 11. It could be after Honeycutt missed that field goal in the first half. They just didn't have enough confidence there. I don't know, but that's 100th pass attempt of the night between the two teams. Landry Jones, plenty of time to the end zone, and incomplete, intended for Reynolds. And that time Vest was there.
Another high throw by Landry Jones also. There's been some discomfort that Texas Tech's defense has been able to create.
He needs a couple more big throws without a 3:07. 2nd down and 10. Finch flares out of the backfield. Jones comes to the middle. Incomplete, intended for Broyles, and broken up by Johnson again.
See, even that play, that was the way it's been a lot for him tonight. He's bouncing around on his feet. He's not able to just hit that last step and throw. There's a lot of movement in the pocket. Watch him bounce up, throw off balance. Ball kind of sails on him again.
They can get a 1st down, but it's almost at the goal line to get there. 3rd down and 10. Jones pumps to the right, now goes that way. In and out of the hands of Reynolds. He put some heat on that one, and Reynolds, who got his hands on it, couldn't hold it. Now comes the field goal unit.
Little contact between Vest and Reynolds. Ball was in the air.
Just that close.
Yep.
That's catchable. That had some smoke on it, though. It just went through his hands. So Honeycutt missed from 39, made the short one. This will be a 28-yard attempt, and this is as big a field goal when you need one as there is. If it's not the end of the game, and he hit the upright. Oh, no. The 2nd time tonight the field goal unit fails to do its job. Wow. Been that kind of night for the Sooner fans, and this kind of night for Honeycutt, the kicker.
Well, they went for the earlier 4th down to make it an easier kick for him. A very makeable distance. The ball just doesn't hook in at all.
Dead center on that right post. And now Texas Tech's got it back. Their lead still 10. And time running out on the Sooners in their long home winning streak.
Oklahoma has 2 timeouts. They'll probably use them on defense. In fact, they use one right now.
Yep. 15 years ago, I mentioned earlier, is the last time they were able to beat Oklahoma here. That was before Bob Stoops was even coaching here. Unless the Sooners can come up with a big defensive play. Here's Doege. He's going to keep it and just slide down.
You know, it's so ironic for this Texas Tech team. Last week against Kansas State, it was the same score, 41-31 Kansas State. Texas Tech drove down and went for a touchdown inside the 5 and didn't make it. Had to settle for a field goal. They made it, and then they were in position at the end of the game with another possession and didn't get the win.
They got an onside kick, and then they just kind of fizzled on 4 downs. Hand off, Washington. He's collared by Travis Lewis, who's had another big night making tackles, even though he's not nearly 100%. But time is ticking away.
Tell you what, I know Texas Tech had some huge wins during the Mike Leach era, but this one's going to rank up there in terms of Texas Tech recent history, big time wins.
They can run the clock down here, Texas Tech, before they kick this thing away to a little bit under 2 minutes. Erxleben to punt. Oklahoma did bring some pressure that time. And now on the other end, fielded by Broyles. Little stop and stutter and step out of bounds, and flags fly in. Did he get hit late in the ankles at the end of the play?
Well, I actually think an Oklahoma guy blocked a guy into Broyles at the end of the play.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 2, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Will be 1st and 10.
So it's making it even more difficult on the Sooners. Here comes Franks, and there's the hit. So it wasn't easy to start with. Now they're 60 yards away from the end zone. 1:45 remaining and out of timeouts. But they need a big play, and they need it in a hurry. Jones. There's a big play. Broyles. And that gets him down to the 38-yard line to pick up a 21. Again, they'll move the sticks, momentarily stopping the clock, and now it's wound again. On first down, Landry Jones going to go deep to the corner to Stills. Incomplete.
Trey Porter never looked for the football. I mean, he was just locked into Stills, and if that ball was thrown accurately, Stills would have caught it right by Porter's ear.
So Stills comes out after running the long pattern, and that puts Trey Franks in there at wide receiver in his stead. Stills with 2 touchdown catches tonight. Jones with 4 touchdown passes. He needs another one. Throws, and it's caught by Hanna. Boy, he laid out for that one. Nice catch. That's to the 22.
Again, the clock stops while they move the chains. Landry Jones able to communicate the play to his linemen, to his backs and receivers, and be ready to snap it as soon as they start the clock.
Here he is on first down to the end zone, and a touchdown to Hanna. Not over yet. "22-yard touchdown pass."
Well, Hanna's in the slot, and the safety was too deep. I mean, the safety just was way too deep on that play, and Landry Jones was able to make the throw for the touchdown. Broyles gets hit. It's always the second guy, the guy who retaliates, that gets the penalty. Doesn't take the touchdown away.
Yeah, but they're going to be kicking off so deep in their own territory. Well, maybe an onside coming anyway. We're pretty sure of that. So the extra point is good. 60-yard drive in 4 plays. 5 touchdown passes for Landry Jones. 3-point game, and you know what's coming next. No timeouts left by either team, and 1:10 to play. So even though they're going to have to kick a lot deeper, but they just got to go 10 yards and get it.
Yep. That's pretty huge, though, because even if you recover it, that's 15 extra yards that you have to go to score again.
You're going to have to cover about 70 or 75 or something like that.
You got a field goal kicker who missed his last attempt.
Be it right, left, or down the middle and chase it yourself if you're the kicker.
Well, you got 2 kickers, so they're going to kind of try to fool Texas Tech as to who's going to actually kick the football.
Way and O'Hara. Here's the kick. It's up in the air, but it's caught by Crawford. And that is going to do it for Texas Tech.
I'll tell you what, Crawford's had a nice ball game.
Yep.
I mean, you know, we talked about the loss of Eric Stevens. Crawford's run hard. He's run tough. He's taking care of the football. And he makes one last play here to help secure a victory.
Doege comes a couple of yards forward and takes a knee. Tommy Tuberville, big smile on his face, as he's going to have one of his biggest road wins in a long time at Iowa State, I should say, in Lubbock. At Texas against the Longhorns, Oklahoma State, Missouri, Baylor. That's the rest of their schedule. But 5-2 and 2-2 is going to be looking pretty darn good after the 2 heartbreakers the last couple of weeks they've had.
I'll tell you what, that quarterback Seth Doege plays the way he did tonight. They can beat anybody on that schedule.
That's for sure. Remember back, well, it was an hour and 35-minute rain delay or weather delay. But if you joined us for the opening, I guess, minute and a half of our broadcast, I said to Todd, what they have tonight, Texas Tech, is a passer's chance. Guess what? The passer came through, didn't he?
Sure did.
Wow. Upset time in Norman. The 39-game home winning streak, longest in the country, goes by the boards, and a happy group of Red Raiders. They pull off the shocker. They shake up the BCS. They knock off number 3 Oklahoma. Let's go down to Holly with a happy coach.
Well, Coach, as the time was winding down and Oklahoma kept scoring, how nervous were you for your defense to close this out?
Well, you know, we struggled on defense all year long, but, you know, we really played well enough to win the way our offense played. But, yeah, you got to take your hat off to our guys. You know, we've lost the last 2 games by a touchdown each. could have had a chance to win both of them, but they deserved this one tonight. They played hard from beginning to the end. We played 4 quarters, and that's what it takes.
Seth Doege was just terrific tonight, Coach. What do you describe about his play?
Well, remember what I told you yesterday. If I'm going to go to battle, he's the guy that want to take the quarterback with us because he can get it done. I tell you, he's a tough kid. He threw it on the money, and I'm proud of all of them. You know, the entire team played well. They got a great team. We're a 28-point underdog, and we win this game on the road. That's just amazing.
And, Coach, not only that, but you break a 39-game home win streak. What does that mean for your kids?
Well, you know, we didn't bring a senior on defense. I told you that yesterday. And, you know, we're just a young bunch of guys that played hard. But, you know, when you can score points like we can score, you know, if you just get a little bit of defense, you got a chance. And that's what happened tonight. We played defense great the first half. Second half, we knew we were going to have to hold on.
And you did. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Well, it's amazing. Tommy Tuberville last week, his club had all sorts of problems trying to kick field goals. Tonight, the same thing happened to the Oklahoma Sooners. And there's a short field goal that hit the right upright that might have been the difference between an overtime game and a Gatorade bath for the head coach of the visiting team. Tommy Tuberville's team goes to 5-2, 2-2 in the conference. 41-38 was the final score. For Todd Blackledge, Holly Rowe, and our entire crew, Brad Nessler saying so long from Norman, Oklahoma. The streak is snapped.